Props guy gave me one. No, he didn't.
Oh my god, I can't believe Robert just cheated on Stacy like that. I hope Johnny will make his comeback. Jimmy, are you even watching?
Ha, what? Yes babe, I also want Tony to make his comeback.
What are you doing on your phone?
I'm checking my crypto babe. After months it finally starts to go up again.
Oh no. Our relationship was going so well the last months. Are you gonna marry your phone again like before?
Babe, I'm making money for our future children.
No Jimmy, I'm not going to accept this again. If you are constantly going to watch that crypto nonsense going up and down, I'm gonna leave you.
Babe, you should also start trading crypto. Then you'll understand why it's so important for us.
I hate to say it, but maybe he is right. If I want to understand my boyfriend, I need to understand his interests. It's our last chance to save this relationship. Alright then babe. Can you open an account for me? I wanna start trading crypto.
Oh my god, that's so hot. You're the best. Alright babe, I'm gonna explain how to trade like a boss.
I just bought that cute dog coin.
No, you mean Dogecoin. You're gonna lose on that coin for sure.
It just went up with 30%. This is fun.
You'll see that it also goes down just as fast.
I sold it. I got my first profit.
Why did you sell it? Maybe it will grow further.
It's going down again already. I was just in time.
What a beautiful day for Litecoin, huh?
What?
What a beautiful day for Litecoin.
Yeah, pretty good. I just sold it because it will probably go down later today, according to the big descending triangle we're in now.
What? How does she know all that?
Did you also buy Binance Coin this morning? It's already up with 60%.
No, I didn't.
Too bad. I already made $400 on it.
Nice babe. How do you know all that stuff, and why are all your coins doing so well?
I think it's just luck combined with a lot of knowledge I got from some experienced traders last week.
What? Did you get help with crypto? Why didn't you come to me?
Jimmy, you lost over $20,000 in 2 months. I always thought it was bad luck, but now that I know crypto myself, I discovered how bad of a trader you actually are. If we want to make money for our kids like you always say, we have to let me trade instead of you.
No, you can't just say that.
The other option is that we both stop. I'd rather be with you instead of crypto.
I agree. Let's stop our addictions.
Sure, babe. I mean, it's not that hard to live without crypto, right? Right.
Shit un chic and lave crypto just like pay? Thais vrikut. Pump Cardano, pump Ethereum, pump Bitcoin, pump Litecoin, pump al cryptocurrency.
I'm glad we both stopped with crypto babe. Our relationship got a lot better.
Yes.
I can't believe Anakin actually lost against Obi-Wan. That's so bad. Are you even watching? What are you doing on your phone?
Nothing, babe. I also can't believe Obi-Wan lost against Anakin.
Welcome Bitcoin friends, it's Bitcoin Mamo. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. We'll do some TA. We're coming up to the weekly close and the 2-week close, and also quite close to the monthly close. Bitcoin is at an important level, so let's get straight into the charts. I want to start here on the 2-week chart. I think this is a very important time frame to keep an eye on. It does simplify things quite a lot here. We've talked about this in previous videos. We have these order blocks here. And for those that don't know, it's an area where there was a buying and selling pressure here. In an uptrend, we had this red candle. So there was demand and supply here. And these levels become relevant later on when we do come back to them. We can see it. We got held down here for several weeks. And when we did break above, we had this big move up to this next order block. And currently we can see we are battling the top side of this order block, and as I said, we will open a new 2-week candle in a few hours, and I think it's key where we close this candle. If we can close above this order block, then I think there's a good chance that Bitcoin will make a move higher here. The top of this order block is at 48,652. If we were to close inside this box, then we might spend another couple of weeks here in this order block and possibly test the bottom of the order block again, which would be at 45,238. If we were to chuck on a fib retracement, you can see we've managed to stay above the 0.5 level here, and we haven't quite got to that golden pocket area yet. This is on the regular scale. If we were to switch it to the logarithmic scale, you can see we are in the golden pocket here. We are trying to push above, and it does line up quite well with this order block here. So I think this close is really important here. And also on this log scale, looking at this same downward sloping trend line here, we can see during these past 2 weeks we did come down and test the top of this line. It did act as support, so that's a good sign. Could be seen as a back test. And just looking at the stochastic RSI here, we can see that we are trying to push above this 20 line here, and I think this is a good sign. And once we get above this 20 line, as we look in the past, quite often this can act as resistance, and we can see we stayed below that 20 line during this whole time in this bear market here. And once we did get above, we had this big move to the upside. So I think it's key that we do get above, and it does look like we will. There's only a few hours left in the day, and I think this stochastic RSI will start moving up above the 20 line. So everything looks quite good for the bulls here. The RSI is at around a 61 level, so that's quite good. Quite often we can get rejected around the 50 level, as we can see also in this bear market, and also when we got above it, that's when we also had this bigger move to the upside. So everything's looking quite good. We did bounce off the 50 level on this major pullback. And over to the weekly chart, you can see currently the weekly candle is still red. So it would be good to see this candle close green. That would also be above that order block we talked about. We are in this area here where I have these blue dotted lines where the most volume was traded, and we can see when we had this pullback on the weekly, we pretty much came to the bottom of this blue line around that 46.3 area. And if we were to close below this blue dotted line, then I would be looking for this level here with this blue trend line that connected the tops and this pullback here, and that is around the 43.2 area. And with opening a new weekly candle, this weekly EMA ribbon will make another move to the upside, and it should be in line with this blue trend line here. I would expect if we did pull back that the top of this ribbon will hold, and we would get quite a strong bounce off it. Stochastic RSI has come all the way up now. We can stay up there for quite a long time, as we saw here. The RSI is a little bit more interesting here. We can see we've got this trend line drawn here connecting these tops, and currently we are running into that trend line, and we have ticked down slightly here on the RSI, so we could get a rejection here. So we'll have to see how the next weekly candle opens up here, but we will have that whole week for the RSI to move up and down. Also have this 54 level here, which acted as support here when we did have these pullbacks early on in the bull run here. And these also corresponded with bouncing off the weekly EMA ribbon. This one didn't quite come back to it, but we do see this pullback here come back to the EMA ribbon, and then we really took off once we bounced off that ribbon. So there are a bit of mixed signals here. And over to the daily chart, we were talking about this channel that we were in, and I did post on Twitter that we have broken down below this channel, closing a daily candle below it. And I said be cautious. Quite often when we break a trend line like this, it will lead to a more decent pullback. Again, my lowest level would be around that 43,000 area. I did take some of the profits off my trade, which I got in down here at 37. We also have these order blocks here on the daily, and just to show you where I got them from, see back here in March we had this downtrend and this green candle here. So we have this order block here, and also here in this uptrend we have this red candle and this order block. We can see this lower order block acted as support on these pullbacks, and currently this upper order block is acting as resistance. So again, there's those bearish signs and also the bullish signs. I also talked about this volume trend line here while we're in this channel, and we did manage to break this volume trend line. Quite often when we do that and we break a channel like this, it will lead to more downside. So that is why I took profits on my trade here. We did get this quick candle back up, but we haven't managed to come back into this channel again yet. We do also see here on the RSI that we had this hidden bullish divergence, lower lows on the RSI and higher lows on the price, and that did lead us to come back up here with this bounce. The stochastic RSI has cooled off and does look like it's starting to come back up again here. The daily EMA ribbon has acted as support on the run up in this channel. You can see we've had several pullbacks to it, and we've bounced pretty much off the top of the ribbon here several times. And also on this pullback here, we did get a decent bounce off the top of the ribbon. So this is acting as support, and currently the top of the ribbon's at around 46.9. And the top of that weekly EMA ribbon pretty much will line up with the bottom of this daily EMA ribbon. So that's why I think worst case scenario, if we did drop, would be around that 43,000. That would allow us to hold this daily EMA ribbon and also bounce off the top of the weekly EMA ribbon. Now this bottom trend line here can be drawn in a different way when looking at the 4-hour chart. This is on the 4-hour chart, and if we take the bottom of this candle here, where we started moving up quite quickly as the low, and we line it up with the next low, we can see that it does get the next low quite accurately. So perhaps this is the better trend line to use. And we can see, zooming in, that we have been battling getting back into this channel. We did get a nice bounce. We came back into the channel, and over the weekend we had a massive wick where it looked like we were breaking out. We got slammed back down below the channel, and currently we're not far off the channel. It's at around 49.2. Of course, this moves up every 4 hours, and these are just the daily order blocks that I've got drawn in here also. So we are battling this trend line, and also have this yellow triangle drawn as a possibility. We do need one more touch point, and it'll be a bit more of a valid pattern. This is just a possibility. It has the two lows here. We could possibly come down here for one more test of the lows, and then head back up and break this triangle pattern. Or if we do keep going higher here, perhaps we can break the intersection here between this triangle and this channel that we're in, and that would be around 49.5 approximately, and that would be quite bullish if we were to do that. If we switch to the line chart here, we could also be possibly forming this head and shoulders pattern here, and that would have a measured move all the way up to where this second order block is, around 51.4, 51.5. I think a lot of things pending over this next day as to whether we're going to break to the upside or whether we're going to have a bit of a pullback. The 4-hour stochastic RSI is starting to tick up here, and the RSI is somewhere around the middle here. Did also have this trend line drawn on the RSI on the 4-hour. We can see it's been getting the lows here with this channel pattern approximately, and we did come below the trend line here, but we managed to get back above it. What we can see is we are making these lower highs on the 4-hour RSI, so we are sort of squeezing in the middle here, and I think Bitcoin's going to have to choose a direction over this week. We are getting closer and closer to that golden cross here with this 50-day moving average in yellow, the 200-day moving average in red. And if we stay around this area, this will probably happen in about 2 weeks' time. We do also see we have been above the 200-day moving average for about 10 days now, so that's a good sign for the bulls. And CME did close the week on Friday around 48,455. I think Bitcoin is hovering around this price until we open the new week, and that will allow us not to create a gap in the futures price here. And looking at the order blocks on the futures chart, we have similar order blocks here going back to this area, and we can see it acted as resistance on our last attempt here. We have bounced off the 0.5 level on Friday, The daily stochastic RSI was cooling off here on futures, so perhaps it's got a bit more time to cool off before coming back up. RSI did have a similar hidden bullish divergence here with lower lows on the RSI and higher lows on the price. Looking at market cipher, we have been getting a few mixed signals here. We currently do have a green dot on the 4-hour chart, and that will confirm at the open of the new daily candle. The 6-hour chart had this red dot here where we had this big rejection over the weekend, and currently there is a green dot on the 6-hour, and that will also confirm at the new daily open. The 12-hour did get a green dot here on the open of the current day, and we can see the last few times these were quite reliable. They did get the bottoms and we did have quite a decent move, but we can see this blue wave is starting to curl around. The daily also has a green dot currently. That'll be confirmed at the open of the next day in a few hours, and we can see these green dots got the bottom also on the daily several times on these run-ups, quite like the 12-hour. So there are those bullish signs here. The weekly still looks fine on market cipher. This blue wave still coming up. The 2-week is just starting to bounce off this zero line with the blue wave. 3-week does have this green dot, but we'll have to wait another couple of weeks before that confirms. That's about all. As I said, I think this is a very important close here on the 2-week, and if we do close above that 48,652 level, then I think that's a good sign that we might push higher here. If we do close below that, then I think we might possibly come back and retest the bottom of this order block here, which is down at 45.2, and possibly wick down lower also. And looking at it on the logarithmic scale, we did come down and test it, get this bounce here off this trend line, and with the new 2-week open, the bottom of this trend line would be around 42.5, which would also be around the top of that weekly EMA ribbon and also the bottom of the daily EMA ribbon. So we'll have to see what happens at the opening of next week, and I'll try to make a few more videos during the week and keep you updated after we do get that open. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that analysis on Bitcoin Mamo. I'll see you next time. Bye.